Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I've got a story for you that's going to absolutely blow your mind. Seriously, it's going to scramble your brain and leave you breathless. So buckle up because this ride is going to be wild. And hey, if you haven't already, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with your friends. Quick, quick, quick. Because this is where you'll find mind-bending stories just like this one. This incredible movie is one you have to see. So the story kicks off with Lucy. Lucy, an American girl, studying in Taipei. Into her life comes Richard, her new boyfriend, who tricks her into a dangerous situation. Richard coerces Lucy into delivering a briefcase containing CPH-4, a highly valuable synthetic drug, to a Mr. Jang. Mr. Jang is a South Korean drug lord, and this delivery was supposed to happen at the Regent Taipei Hotel. Poor Lucy. As soon as she reaches the hotel, Richard is shot dead right before her eyes. Before Lucy can even process what happened, she's captured. And then, a bag of CPH-4 is surgically implanted into her abdomen, so she can smuggle it to Europe. Basically, she becomes a drug mule. But fate had other plans. She gets a hard kick to the stomach, and the bag ruptures. A large quantity of CPH-4 floods her system. And this is where the real game begins. Suddenly, Lucy gains superhuman abilities. She can read minds, telepathy, move objects without touching them, telekinesis, mentally travel through time, and she stops feeling pain. Using these new powers, Lucy kills her captors and escapes. Lucy heads straight to the nearby Tri-Service General Hospital to get the drug bag removed. There, she's told that natural CPH-4 is produced in tiny quantities by pregnant women during their 6th week of pregnancy, providing fetuses the energy to develop. As Lucy's powers continue to grow, she returns to Mr. Jang's hotel. She takes down his bodyguards in the blink of an eye, assaults Jang, and telepathically extracts the locations of the other 3 drug mules carrying the remaining CPH-4 bags. So, folks, seeing the twist in the story, right? What will Lucy do next? Stick around to find out. And yeah, a quick reminder. If you're loving the story, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share it with your friends. Your support means the world to us. Now comes the part of the story where Lucy meets Professor Samuel Norman and his team. Lucy had contacted Professor Norman, whose research focused on the brain's incredible capacities. She needed help understanding her condition. When Lucy met Professor Norman, at first, the professor just couldn't believe it. Lucy gave a small demonstration of her powers, moving objects without touching them, reading the minds of people far away, processing complex data in an instant. Professor Norman and his entire team were absolutely floored. This was beyond anything in the science books. They had never even imagined the human brain could be so capable. Lucy told them she only had 24 hours. Her body was changing rapidly, and she was afraid she'd lose herself or perhaps become something else entirely. Professor Norman said, "Lucy, the knowledge, the understanding you possess is far beyond what humanity can comprehend. Share it with the world." Lucy agreed. She decided to give all her knowledge, all her understanding, to Professor Norman and his team, so humanity could try to understand it, to use it. This was a historic moment. Folks, one human, who had transcended the limits of humanity, was about to entrust everything to science. Lucy flies to Paris to meet Professor Norman. She contacted a local police captain, Pierre Del Rio, for help finding the other 3 drug mules. During the flight, she has a sip of champagne, which triggers a drug interaction, making her cells unstable. To stave off this process, Lucy ingests more of the CPH-4. With Captain Del Rio's help, Lucy manages to recover the rest of the drugs. Meeting Professor Norman and his colleagues, she agrees to share everything she knows with them. In the professor's lab, Lucy discusses the nature of time and life, and how people's humanity distorts their perceptions. At her urging, she is intravenously injected with the contents of all 3 remaining bags of CPH-4. And then what happens, folks, is beyond your wildest imagination. Lucy's brain capacity starts skyrocketing. Her body begins to transform into a black substance, which starts spreading over computers and other electronic devices in the lab, combining with them and morphing into a single, massive supercomputer. She mentally begins a journey through space-time into the past, way into the past, and reaches the oldest discovered ancestor mankind, also named Lucy. She shares a quiet moment with this ancient Lucy. Their fingertips touch, and then she goes all the way to the beginning of time, witnessing the Big Bang. Meanwhile, Jang bursts into the lab and points a gun at Lucy, whose body is reformed. He shoots at her head, but by that point, Lucy has reached 100% of her brain capacity and vanishes. She merges into the space-time continuum. All that's left behind are her clothes and the black supercomputer. Captain Del Rio enters and fatally shoots Jang. Professor Norman takes a black flash drive offered by the supercomputer, after which it too disintegrates. Del Rio asks Norman, "Where's Lucy?" Just then, Del Rio's cell phone chimes. He sees a text message. "I am everywhere." And then Lucy's voice is heard stating, "Life was given us 1 billion years ago. Now you know what to do with it." So, what did you think of that story, everyone? Pretty mind-blowing, right? This film will make you seriously wonder about the true potential of our brains. Definitely check it out if you get the chance. Until next time, take care